Hi, this is Ben with Sagenverse here to describe and work with our custom frames and customizable furniture objects. I have in the scene here three empty frames waiting for me to place a file inside of them. And you can find those frames by going into our category under frames and finding each one of these different types of frames with the customizable option. So these work with your files pretty intuitively. If you open up your files directory and grab a image or a website or anything that has a thumbnail present in your files directory can be added to a frame. So you simply drag and drop from your file selecting palette, and you can put it into any one of these frames by just dragging it over the frame. So I'm going to go ahead and release my drop, and now this picture frame to the left has the picture of my planter beds. You can drag, that'll be my green peppers here, and my green peppers here. So that is drag and drop for custom frames there. Let's talk a little bit about the settings within the frames. If you go into the frame, because it is a piece of furniture, it does have all the transforms and modifications that you'd expect. So you can do scale and rotation and all the things you need for placement. And this will also allow you to do, some of the non-uniform scale stuff. So stretchy things like this will also distort the photo inside of it. So bear that in mind, that if you don't want your photos distorted, that distorting the frames isn't going to result in the aspect ratio changes that you're expecting. If we go into the Files tab for this particular frame, we have one file that it holds, and it's represented by this little menu bar here, which is the name of the file. If you click and open the properties of this file, you can see this is a link to the file in our file system. By pressing this button, we can go into our file selection, and we can choose to replace it with any one of our other image files that we have available. So if I want to change it from the planter box to say this farm, I could select that farm image, and now that farm image is in the frame. I'm going to undo that just so we can go back to looking at our planter box. And there is a couple other controls here that you'll probably want to play with. Our zoom control lets you zoom the image out and almost create a like a map board type of presentation, which is quite nice for gallery style presentations of photographs. You can also use the zoom to go the other way to expand the image so that it crops to a certain area of the image of interest. And then to get fine-tune adjustment after cropping, you can use the vertical offset tool here to shift the image left, right, up, and down. We also have quick rotation buttons here that lets you rotate the image within the canvas left and right. Handy for these types of frames where you might want to do it as a portrait as opposed to a landscape view, and then go into this here and crop so that the picture fits accordingly to the frame. Finally, all files and presentations will have access to our file properties here. High resolution will let you choose a higher fidelity version of the photograph. So if we do want to get close up to the photograph like this, we can see the pixels and it's a little blurry. But if I go into this file tab here and turn on high resolution, it is now grabbed the highest resolution version of that file. So you'll notice that the details are a lot more discernible, a lot less blurry. Handy for very large pictures and posters that you put into your spaces. And then there is self-luminous, which behaves as if this was like a backlit computer screen or a backlit sign. That is an intended effect for, say, like a retail type of deal or maybe a computer screen. And then these last two are whether or not when somebody visits your space, whether you allow them to download a copy of the photograph. So that would expose a download button if somebody was looking at this photograph. And the interactable, which is on by default, enables any guest coming to your space to be able to click upon the image to get a closer look. You might want to turn this off for something like a sign or a decal that's not meant to be in its own right inspectable, but maybe it's more of an element of decoration you wanted to add to the scene, and it's would be a distraction for someone to select it. So that's why you can disable it with the interaction toggle switch there. Okay, that about covers custom files and framing. There's other pieces of furniture that behave exactly the same way, but they're not picture frames. And they're a lot of fun to work with, so I would highly recommend you explore our furniture gallery to see all the different pieces of furniture that you can customize. So with that, I will leave you to continue building. Hope you have fun. This has been Ben with Sagenverse. Thanks.